What's going on, Musclehead?
Boy, you know your bro name. Bam. Raw. What's up? What's up? What's up? And I want the full stream if I can, do my little part, you know what I'm saying? Say my little bit, and then you gonna do your thing. I promise you, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna let you go full force on these Trump supporters. You know
Well,
what I'm
again,
saying?
I don't want to make the whole stream about
I'm
Trump,
I'm
even
I'm not
though
gonna say nothing.
even
You know
though
what I'm
he
saying?
dominates the news, but
I'm
there's a
not gonna
lot
say
more
nothing, even
things
though a
going on
lot
in
of
the
shit
world
pisses me
besides him.
off about him, but I'm gonna let you deal with it because he seemed to me you hit him harder than me. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? That the truth that come out your mouth, they can't stand that. You know what I'm talking about? Then me, here streaming and moving them up and all this shit. I'm gonna let you deal with it, bro. I'm not gonna sit back and just let you do
Hey,
your thing.
you can hear me pretty good. I'm coming through
Yeah,
loud and
yeah,
clear.
yeah. I can hear you good. I can hear you good.
Okay.
You gonna put me on full stream?
I knew he's gonna be number
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
I
See,
knew he's gonna be
see,
number one.
see what I'm talking about? Right
I'm
there.
trying to see.
Right there. Well, all right, I'm gonna give it to him. What's up, Jerry? How you doing? He number one. That what's up. But anywho, what's up, my people? God is good. Happy Sunday. This is what is the Memorial weekend, ain't it? Sunday.
Yeah, it
The
is.
Memorial tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? I know a lot of people ain't working. A lot of people sitting at home chilling. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them on the grill. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them, taking vacation. Shout out to the kids that graduate. I wish them the best. Now you got to get out your butt and try to find something to do, not to get in no trouble. You know what I'm talking about? And these kids out for the summer too. So hope won't be bad. Hope
Latrice is here.
be bad. Hey, what's up? What's
Latrice
up,
is here.
Queen? You ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. The queen of the stream. That what's up?
Matt is here.
What's going on? What's up, Matt? What's up, my bro?
Matt
Y'all in? Y'all coming in? That what's up? Come on in. You feel me? Well, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. It's all love. I'm just doing my little part, y'all. Just me doing this every time we come on, so y'all gonna see my big old face. You know what I'm talking about? With glasses on. But anyway, but God is good. Put him first. That's the only man you put first. God, nobody else. Don't trust nobody but God. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna pray to anybody, you pray to God, because He's our Lord and Savior.
Absolutely.
In Jesus' name, we pray. Amen. My people,
Amen.
come on in and enjoy the show. D got a good one. You know what I'm talking about? Bear gonna sit back. That's gonna look cute. You know what I'm talking about?
You don't look cute, man. Shut up. You talking about look cute? Shut up.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna let a few more people. I'm gonna wait till I get 10 minutes in, and we're gonna get this thing started. I do got some stuff I want to talk about before. Well, let me go ahead.
Yeah, get it started, bro.
Stuff to talk about. I wait patiently for God to save me. I depend on Him alone. He alone protects me and saves me. He is my defender, and I shall never be defeated. Amen.
Right.
I triggered some maggots today bumping
good.
Donald Trump song at the park today. Really?
Yeah, already coming in.
What
Man,
they
already coming in talking
they
about
at you. What did they do? Give you the look? Did they look at you sideways, man?
That was up.
Yeah, they don't like that song. They are triggered by that song. They are triggered. So I'm gonna wait, and I do want to say that it seems like this is a reoccurring story every week. We see an example of this. Is this dude named L Funky? You ever heard of him? His name is L Funky. Well, he's a MAGA. He's a diehard Trump supporter. And he got 30 days to get out of the country.
What? They're going to send him off? So he's going to go?
You see this every week. You see this every week. Imagine voting for a guy only for him to kick your ass out.
Yeah.
Imagine voting for a guy only to you lose your company. Imagine voting for a guy only to be sent off to some prison somewhere. Isn't that crazy? Imagine voting for a guy only for everything to get worse.
See?
Imagine voting for a guy only to lose your job. And that's what we see every week. We see examples of this. It wasn't like this the first time. Yeah, they just looked and moved away from my group. Oh, really? You got to be careful bumping.
Shout out Matt out there singing, doing his thing in LA. Shout out to Mac D. He up in LA doing his thing, ain't he?
In California.
Yeah, well, California, you know.
Well, let me give Brian his props. Brian got to win. Brian got to win. I got to give Brian his props. I said that if Brian was right, that I will acknowledge it. And I'm going to acknowledge that Brian was right. I only.
Well, he need to start acknowledging you when you right too now. It go both ways now. Let's go both ways. When you right, he need to call it out. You see what I'm saying? It go both ways. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Well, you just can't shout him out when he right. He don't shout you out when you right.
No, I will admit that there have been occasions where Brian admitted that he was wrong and I was right. So I will give him that. Now you got other Trump supporters that won't do it. They would never do it. But Brian has on occasion said, you know what? You was right and I was wrong. So I'm not, we learn from each other. All right. I do my research. We kind of both right, but about what happened in St. Louis, Missouri, it wasn't Trump's fault. And I got the video and I cropped it to where it kind of explains what happened. Here it is.
The mayor's office revealing that the SEMA staff, including Russell, were not in the SEMA office last Friday despite the anticipated storms. Instead, they were at a workshop at another downtown city building. As a result, Russell and her staff could not activate the sirens themselves. Instead, Russell had to contact the fire department. However, Mayor Spencer says there was a communication breakdown at that point and the directive to activate the sirens was ambiguous. Spencer also revealing that during a test of the sirens yesterday, it was determined that the button to sound the sirens at the fire department was not working. So the fire department.
So what's up, Dark?
All right, what's up, Dark? What's up, my security guard? What's up? I see you. Wow, man.
20 people that died in Missouri because a lot of them didn't get the warning, and it wasn't Trump's fault. Or Elon
but see, listen.
It wasn't their fault.
See, this is what I like about. See, this is what a lot of people like about us because.
So Brown was right about that.
Oh, look, this is what a lot of people like about us because we keep it we keep it in the middle. You know what I'm saying? We don't go to the left, we go to the right, keep it in the middle. And plus, we all about the truth. Hold up, we all about the truth. So when someone come in with the truth, regardless if we like it or not, it's the truth. It's the truth. We're gonna call you out on. You see what I'm saying? Right. But if we come in with a lie, we're gonna call you out on that. So that's what we do. If Brian right, regardless if he's a Trump supporter, don't matter. If the man right, hey, he right. And go for you, D, and go for anybody else up here. Man. If you right, I'm gonna call you out. I'm gonna say, that's what I'm talking about. That's what's up. So Brian was right. So we had to give him that.
Yeah, I give him his praise.
You know what I'm saying? We had to give Jerry that.
He was right. Brian was right. All right. So hey, look, Brian, did you think I wasn't going to play it? I told you I was going to download it, and if you're right, I was going to play it. You know. It was a press conference. It was a news article.
I can't believe this
about Missouri.
Like what? Brian got the credit.
I'll play it for you again.
Yeah, he got it.
Right. So So we're right. They did make cuts to the National Weather Service, and so we're both right. Here's the headline: staffing shortage. So there is a lot of staffing shortage at the National Weather Services around the country. So they did make cuts. That is true. But in the case of what happened in Missouri, that wasn't Trump's fault. That was the fault of the staff. They wasn't in the building, and they didn't alert people that the storm was coming through. So that was the fault of the staff, not Trump. And I'll play it one more time, because again,
The mayor's office revealing that the SEMA staff, including Russell, were not in the SEMA office last Friday despite the anticipated storms. Instead, they were at a workshop at another downtown city building. As a result, Russell and her staff could not activate the sirens themselves. Instead, Russell had to contact the fire department. However, Mayor Spencer says there was a communication breakdown at that point and the directive to activate the sirens was ambiguous.
Well, I mean, you're right, Matt, because You remember how Trump was lying on Biden? God is good. Will is here. God is good all the time.
What's up, Will? God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. That's
absolutely.
Right.
But Matt, you're absolutely right. Just like leading up to the election, all the time. Just like leading up to the election, Trump went out there and was lying on Joe Biden and saying that Joe Biden was denying people FEMA aid. Who remembers that? I still say it's Biden's fault.
He just want me to say move him up. He want me to say move him
Trump
up.
already did do that.
I ain't gonna do him in a good
Trump
mood.
already did do that, and a lot of his supporters fell for it. So yeah, you're right, man. You're right. They were blaming Biden on stuff that wasn't even true. So yeah. So let's talk about this. Okay, the video was about the alarm. Right, in Missouri. Right. So y'all remember this woman here, Shiloh Hendricks, right? You know, she got that money. She got that money. You know, people tried to stop her from getting that money, but she said she confirmed she got it. All right. You know, I think people are starting to believe that they can get rich too, because now I'm seeing more and more cases of people doing the same stuff she did.
Wow.
Remember I told you about this woman called a black woman the N-word?
And when did a GoFundMe dish? Put a GoFundMe out there.
GoFundMe, but she called a black woman the N-word and said, hey, we can do it now because Trump is back. Remember I told you about that? Yeah. Now you got another woman that's doing it. They weren't in the building that had the alarm button. No one was. Right, Dark. Right. Rich up calling the 5-year-old a racial slur. That's MAGA. Right. Last week, Brian said FEMA was on the ground. That was a lie per mayor. Right. It was. Fact. Well,
call them my baby. Let them know.
Now there's a new Karen. There's a new Karen that's doing it. Yeah, you're trolling, Brian. You're trolling. Well, you got a new Karen that showed up on the bus because her son was being bullied. And this young lady pulled out her cell phone and started filming it, and she called her the N-word.
Well, let me say this.
So now it seems like people think they can get rich now.
Okay.
From saying this, you know. And look, I want to say this one thing. You remember all these people like Nikki Haley was saying America was never a racist country. You know, when you're running for president as a Republican, you have to deny racism exists. Remember Tim Scott saying racism is over with and all that bull crap. Candace Owens, America's not a racist country. Well, I want to send them this story here, because how can you get rich off calling a child the N-word?
The N-word,
What country in the world can you get $1 million for calling an autistic 5-year-old the N-word? Right. Well, no. Carmelo was defending himself, Dark. Carmelo, check this out, Dark. What about Ashley? Well, I'm going to get to that.
Oh, let me say this. Let me say this.
Self-defense.
Let me say this.
I don't see any evidence otherwise.
Let me say this.
He hasn't been convicted. We don't know if it's murder or self-defense. Right. Go ahead.
Let me say this. Put me on full stream.
Right, Latrice, right.
Put us on full stream. To all my black people. Who I ain't gonna call you black people. I'm gonna say queen, kings and queens. If you have some trash people come up to you and call you out your name, do what you have to do. Okay?
No, wait a minute. Be careful.
Because that's wrong.
No, you're not advocating violence, bro.
Listen, that's wrong. Listen, that's wrong. Wait, that's wrong for them to call you out. That's wrong for them to call you out. Do whatever. Either call the police on them or do whatever to defend yourself. Because now they training this about being racist. And you know what I'm saying? A lot of them ain't been racist. They're doing it just to make money now. Trying to hurt black people feelings by calling us out or something that we ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said again, I'm proud to be black. You feel me? You know, you can call it what you want to call it. I'm proud to be a black, beautiful man. You hear me what I'm talking about?
Long-winded right now. Let's keep it going.
So respect that.
I feel you.
Do that, do my people. Just in case that should happen to you.
I feel you. So yeah, I just want to all these people say, "Oh, we don't have no racism." I want to send this story to them. Where else can you get $1 million for using the N-word? Only in America. I want to change the topic to is Trump finally realizing that Putin is full of shit? So everyone should bring knives to school. I forgot his name, but the white dude who killed people at the Black Lives Matter rally. Oh, Kyle Rittenhouse. Kyle Rittenhouse. Kyle Rittenhouse. Right. Kyle Rittenhouse. Let me come back to this. Now, MAGA is mad at these two dudes right here. And I don't blame them for being mad, because we know that Epstein did not take himself out. Anybody with a brain know that Epstein did not take himself out. All right. And these dudes have been saying it for years that they did not believe that Epstein took himself out. Now they both got hired on to work for Trump, and Trump is playing MAGA because MAGA really believe that Trump is going to bring down this whole Hollywood pedophile ring stuff. They believe that Trump is going to come in and clean house. And I've been telling them for years that Trump is a part of it. All right. Like I said before, is that I believe he ain't even dead. I believe he is dead. But Epstein is on tape saying that Trump is his homie. Out of all the famous people that he's been hanging with, he said Trump is his number one homie. All right. So Trump is involved in this stuff too. And he's playing games with MAGA. So all of a sudden now, when these guys get hired on for Trump, they change their tune. They've been telling MAGA for years. Right, man. Right. He's still in Israel. They've been telling us for years that Epstein did not take himself out. And now look at this right here. Let me play the video. Fair use, YouTube. Fair use, YouTube. Fair use. Look at this right here. Totally different tune.
You said Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, they have a right to their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, who's been in segregated housing, you know a suicide when you see one, and that's what that was.
He killed himself. You want me to? I've seen the whole file. He killed himself.
So you've been telling us since Epstein was unalive. Those two guys have been telling us for years that it was an inside job. All right. And now, all of a sudden, now you get hired for Trump, and now y'all saying that it was a suicide.
Wow.
Ain't Trump told them, put them up to this. Trump put them up to this. All right. So MAGA accepted. Trump is playing games with y'all. These two guys are lying their asses off. They getting paid to come out and lie like this.
You right.
So why do they suspect the two prison guards? No, that's just where I heard he was. Look at it. Look at you though. Because they didn't do their jobs, Brian. If they did. Brian, I suspend the two prison guards. Yeah, but Brian, do you believe that it was a suicide? I don't believe that. I don't believe it was a suicide. Because, darn, 2 weeks before his death, Epstein complained that his cellmate tried to strangle him. 2 weeks before his death, he complained that his cellmate tried to strangle him. All right? They had 8 cameras trained on Epstein. All 8 cameras completely went out. Like, before he died, all 8 cameras went out. And then the cameras leading up to his cell, they wanted tape from that. His brother wanted tape from that. And then They said that tape got erased. So it wasn't. But what I'm saying is they're changing their tune have completely changed since they got hired on by Trump. Right.
So you already don't map that out.
Exactly.
So you think so? Did you saying he was murdered? You think he was murdered, right?
Of course he was.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, and let me tell you this: we still have not heard what happened to her. We have no details on what happened to her. And then on top of that, they cremated her. You know, so they came.
There's the one that said got a book. She got a book out too, right?
Right. She was the most vocal person against Epstein and these people that was involved. She was the most outspoken. You know, so I believe that they got to her. And
so
then
they burn her. They burn her body.
Yeah, she was cremated.
Wow.
So that's basically to cover the evidence up. So we don't know the details of what happened to her, and then she got cremated. And her family said they believe that somebody got to her. All right. And I think when you do stuff like this, you know what this does? This discourages other people from
coming forward.
Right.
To be quiet, it's scared. Right.
So what's going to happen? People are just going to be quiet.
Yeah, because they don't want no part of it because they think they're going to get killed. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. But God looking high, looking low. They got down one day.
Yeah, we all got to go at some point. But let me talk about RFK. Is that I know a lot of people don't like RFK, and RFK don't, he don't know a lot. But Katie Johnson disappeared too after MAGA's facts. Absolute facts. Absolute facts. MAGA don't want to talk about Katie Johnson. They don't want to talk about her. But I will give RFK props. All right. The fact that he's leading the campaign, look, this is what his report came out with. And I will give him props. And if he can do this, I will applaud him. What does Maha Reports is saying that's causing childhood chronic diseases? Poor diet driven primarily by ultra-processed foods, cumulative exposure to chemicals like food additives and pesticides, lack of physical activity and chronic stress, over medicalization with too many prescriptions of vaccine. I agree with everything they came out with. I agree. I know a lot of people don't like RFK. He said a lot of stupid stuff, but this right here makes sense. And if he can he won't do it, or Trump won't let him do it because it will hurt billionaires. And you might be right about that.
Okay, Matt. Okay, Matt. Come on in with it.
This ain't WWE. Right. But you know what, Matt, I'm hoping that he can do it. I'm hoping that he can do it. If he can get all these chemicals out of our food,
that's good.
And make our food safer to eat and help us to better our diet, I will give RFK praise for that.
Because you know what, D? It ain't about scheming, y'all. It ain't about who you with. It's all about what you know. If you know how to do that, that's right. Do that. So yeah, big up to him.
Right.
Save lives. You know what I'm talking about?
Right. I want to say that I disagree with Trump giving $5 million to Ashley Babbitt. She did not deserve $5 million. You gave her $5 million. Yes, it's unfortunate. Bring back civics to school too. Facts.
That's right. That's right.
You're absolutely right.
That's right.
Facts, man. I didn't know they even got rid of it. Did they get rid of civics? They got rid of civics. Really?
Won't do that.
Yeah. But she did not deserve.
But you know what's weird about it, though, there?
Her family.
You know what's weird about Matt? Know more about our culture than Brian. Right. And Brian is a culture. And you got this dude coming up in here. You see this? How the table can turn from a white man know more about our black shit, and we got a black man in here trying to be. What?
Well, I'm not directly Brian because I see Brian bro, but all stand folks and kin folks.
Yeah, I'm with Brian all the way. He's my bro, but
really,
I'm just keeping it real.
I know they got rid of Kirk.
Matt is dogging you out, and you is
shut up.
BLACK.
Look, all skin folks and skin folks. I would trade I would take Dark Matt over Candace Owens, Jesse Lee Peterson,
Yeah, all the way.
Brandon Tatum. We got a lot of just straight up self-hating black people that hate their own race.
All the way.
We got white people that'll ride with us more than our own race. So skin tone ain't all. It's not all about skin tone to me.
It's all about.
Yep, I did.
It's all about what you know.
Talking about trophy wives
and they know
and all
it.
that stuff.
And Matt know he know it.
But you're gonna give Ashley.
I think Matt is black. I think he's black. I don't know.
You're gonna
I think he's lying about his color.
You're gonna give $5 million to this woman for doing this, for breaking the law. You're gonna give Ashley Babbitt $5 million for breaking the law, and then she did not comply. No comparison to Biden, though. No, I would disagree with you. I would disagree with you on that. Dark, I would disagree.
Dark, go ahead and do that.
What about these guys here? If you're gonna give Ashley Babbitt family $5 million and not give them some money, then you are not pro-police.
That's right. That's right.
Republicans always say they are pro-police, but you're going to give money to the people that broke the law rather than the people that defended democracy. These men have been demonized and trashed and harassed by MAGA because they blame Trump. And even Brian Sicknick is a MAGA supporter, and they won't even acknowledge him. If you're going to give $5 million to her family, then you need to give money to Brian Sicknick's family and these men here because they are heroes. You cannot be pro-police if you don't take care of these officers that almost lost their lives for defending democracy. Not gonna lie, I got issues with whites after saying most white men and women vote for Trump, though. I feel you, man. I feel you. Set up.
Yes.
10 days.
Yes, you asked for it. Dog, you asked for that up. And you cut it out.
Right. You're right, man.
Wow, man.
You're right. Trump made it all about himself. And Biden spoke about, you know what I'm saying, about advancing your life and being better. Trump is a narcissist, you know.
He is.
It's all about him. Hey, Ms. Knott.
Hey, what's up, Queen? What's up, baby?
So let me go deep. Okay, you ready?
Ready? All hail to the Queen. That what's up? What's up? That's what I'm talking about.
So y'all ready for me to go deep?
See.
Are you ready for me to go deep?
Go ahead. It's your show, bro.
I just came
like I said, I'm just on the side.
I was gonna go deep.
I'm just on the side. You feel me?
Let's go deep. You know, guess what they're saying now? They're saying that this spitting facts, Brian, seems they trigger you. Truth hurts. You know, they're talking about how Trump is giving these world leaders smackdowns when they come to the he ambushed them when they come in there. Because neither one of these guys were prepared for Trump attacking them the way he did. So now they're calling these the Oval Office Smackdown. So when world leaders come to let's go. When the world leaders come,
you know what's up, baby. Yeah.
Hold on.
What I'm talking about.
Everybody's wondering, why do Trump do this shit on national TV? Why does he humiliate these men on national TV? Why can't he do this behind the scenes? And he only do this to certain people. Trump with his fake white genocide pics, right?
Wow.
Right. He only so when these world leaders come to the Oval Office, and you know he loved to have the camera. You know he loved TV. You know he loves TV. Trump has to put on the show. This, and y'all gotta admit, he is. This was embarrassing. It was embarrassing, man. It was embarrassing. He ambushed them with a bunch of fake bits. Facts. There you go. Of course, because he needs America, Brian. He needs us. He needs the aid that we get from America. So he's not going to say anything bad about Trump. He needs our money, bro. Of course. He loves drama, right? He loves drama. If I ever travel out of the country again, I would be embarrassed to admit I'm American. It was embarrassing. I didn't even like looking at that. But y'all gotta admit that South African president held his own. I mean, I like the way he held his composure. He was smart the way he responded to Trump. He didn't get caught up in the BS. He kept his cool the whole time. The way he handled Trump was, oh man, I was proud of the way the South African president handled himself in front of Trump.
He did good.
Yeah. He broke it down to Trump. You know what I'm saying? He actually had Trump looking like an idiot sitting there. You know what I'm saying? But it was on key. But let's go deep now. Let's go deep. Let's go deep. So there was an article about Laura Loomer. No, he wasn't. He was not even listening. You're right, Matt. Because he's going to believe what he want to believe. And that's why he sucked as a president, because you can't tell him nothing. Right. He's trying to flex in front of the audience. Right.
Yep.
He's trying to put on the show because he loves attention. He loves it. He thrives on it. Got sassy and it's responded according. Right. So that was the article. Let me go deep with y'all for a minute. All right. And I would love to hear Brian's response to this. So that was an article about Laura Loomer. Now we know Laura Loomer is MAGA. And Laura Loomer is unapologetically racist. All right. Derek, did you talk about the Rambling West Point speech? Yeah, Matt kind of brought it up. He was talking about trophy wives, and he was just all over the place. Nobody really knew what he was talking about yesterday. And you know, Ms. Notch, when Trump gets out there and starts speaking incoherently, nobody talks about dementia. Nobody talks about his age. You know what I'm saying? None of what he said at that West
just look over. Just there they do the look over Trump shit. Just sweep it up on the road. He okay. No, he ain't.
West Point speech made.
I know Trump is gone.
They completely he gets it back. Now Joe Biden had jumped up there and was saying the same stuff that Trump was saying, which made absolutely no sense. They would have went crazy with it. They would have went crazy. Even CNN would have been talking about it. They would have said attention. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, Trump gets a pass. You know what I'm saying? But Laura Loomer, they did an article about Laura Loomer. Laura Loomer is a racist. Exactly. He did. He did. But Laura Loomer is an advisor to Trump. She's an unofficial advisor to Trump. And she talked about how she feels like she has to protect Trump and that, you know, she talks to him and gives him advice. Now, Laura Loomer is a racist. She says the most disgusting things about black people. Now, and black MAGA, like Brian, don't care about this. This will bother me.
You said this right, black MAGA. That's a good one.
Was being advised by the unabashed racist. Then
you're gonna piss that red off. Now he's gonna be mad at you.
You are better off. He is better off getting advice from David Duke. Yeah, but he wants to make deals with us, Brian. He wants to make deals with America. So, of course, he's not going to say anything bad about Trump if he's trying to make deals with us. That's why he came here. Well, right. And look,
y'all, man.
You remember, man, she tried to sue Bill Maher because people started saying that her and Trump was having an affair, that Trump was having sex with Laura Loomer. So I don't want nobody. So Brian can't come in and say that they're not close. They are close. All right. Because people were speculating that they had a relationship.
I was going to ask you. You think he tapped that? You think he got that?
No, I don't believe so. But people speculated that they were having sex. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Now, you remember?
You got to be desperate.
You remember
to lay down with Trump. Crazy. You got to be desperate to lay down with something like that.
Right. You remember? And look. And I know Trump supporters love Trump, but he's a racist. He's a racist. If you surround yourself with racists, okay, what do you think Laura Loomer is telling him? He can tell me. What do you think? What do you think, Laura? Okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
Elon Musk and Stephen Miller. So you got Laura Loomer, who is a racist, and you got Stephen Miller and Elon Musk. Both of these dudes are racist. That's surrounding him. All right. Could you imagine if Barack was getting advice from
You know what I'm talking about?
You remember they lost their
But
mind?
Barack cut him off because he didn't want to scare the white people. Cut him off.
Denounced Reverend Wright.
He did. Just to please the, you know what I'm saying, the white people.
Go ahead.
They them motherfuckers up in the White House.
Imagine you remember Barack had to constantly come out and denounce Reverend Wright.
He did
himself from Reverend Wright. He
that was fucked up
to Reverend Wright. And all
Reverend that man wasn't no racist.
No,
Reverend he was no racist.
America's history.
That's it.
Reverend Wright was a pastor, and Barack had to denounce him. All right, and you remember Barack when Barack first got started.
He had denounced Louis Farrakhan too.
That does not, Brian. You remember this is a real picture. When Barack first got started, Barack went to Louis Farrakhan for support, and he kept that secret. And Louis Farrakhan kept this picture hidden until after Obama left office. Because if this picture had came out, then it would have been.
They would impeach him. They would try to. They would have impeached
Obama. Obama would have. If this picture had leaked out, Obama would have never been president.
Mm-hmm.
But could you imagine what Republicans would have said if Obama was getting advice from Louis Farrakhan?
Oh, Reverend Wright.
Farrakhan doesn't hate anybody.
No. The man is speaking on what he's been through and what he's seen and been through.
I don't think he hates anybody. You know.
No, he's just preaching for what he sees and what his people been through. And he had a right to speak on that.
Some people might interpret some of the things.
He's a racist.
That Farrakhan.
But he's not.
That he's a racist. But can you name any example where the Nation of Islam has ever harmed anybody at all under Louis Farrakhan?
But you can say the KKK harm. But you can say the KKK harm a lot of
Nation of Islam
black people.
Never harmed any black person ever under Louis Farrakhan. If Farrakhan is such a hateful person, then why has the Nation and the Nation he got millions of followers?
Yeah.
They have not harmed not one white person. Now,
all he's out there doing speaking the truth, speaking his truth.
One example. But there are people that are threatened by Farrakhan, but yet Trump can talk to her.
See what I'm talking about? Keep going.
And then you wonder why you see stuff like this. They bringing back segregation.
See what I'm talking about?
Surrounded by these type of people.
Them too.
All right.
Trash.
Then you're wondering why he's firing all of these black people in these positions.
Come on now.
With people that are less white people that are less qualified.
There you go. Come on now with it, bro.
Why he's breaking in these white South Africans, and lying about some fake genocide and kicking out non-white people.
Come on.
And then telling Ukrainians they can stay, who are all white, but everybody else got to go. Then you wonder why they're saying that Derek Chauvin can be released from be pardoned by Trump. All right. Then you wonder why they took out MLK's statue out of the Oval Office. All right.
You know what I'm talking about? And now hold on, D. Hold on. You getting good, bro. Now, Brian. Now you see why all this shit starting adding up, right, Brian? Now you see why all this shit adding up for your president. Do you see what I'm talking about? And you see why we feel where we feel, Brian? Right.
And then the 5-year anniversary of George Floyd is here. All right. No acknowledgement from anybody on the right. As a matter of fact, they're talking about pardoning Derek Chauvin. All right. So not a mention about George Floyd exactly from anybody on the right. So this is a 5-year.
There you go, baby. Better tell it. So that's what I'm talking about.
You remember when Biden was in office, right? They started going in and investigating these police departments. And everyone they investigated, they found that each police department engaged in racism, primarily towards black people. Every single one. All right?
Wow.
In Minneapolis, they found a pattern of racism in the police department. In Louisville, same thing. In Ferguson, same thing. All right? In Aurora, same thing.
Wow.
Even in Memphis, same thing. All right? And guess what? Under the Biden administration, they made recommendations to try to address the racism in these police departments. right? So they was going to submit changes and reform to these police departments to try to address the racism in these police departments. And guess what? Trump just stopped all of it.
No, he did.
He just stopped all of it.
Really?
Yeah, they did. They did, man. Right. Exactly, Latrice.
There you go. There you go.
Right. So they made recommendations, reform to these police departments to try to address the racism in these police departments. All right, under the Biden administration, and Trump just came in there and just shit all of it down. So all of these investigations, all of these reform measures they tried to take to address the racism in these police departments, Trump just came in there and scrapped it. All right, and so then. Right, but that's still racism because in Memphis, those black police officers, it's the culture of the police department. Those 5 black officers that killed Tyree Nichols, they had self-hate going on. That's why they killed Tyree Nichols. So it doesn't matter. It still is, regardless. Are you saying that there's not racism in these police departments, Brian? Are you saying, are you cool with Trump scrapping all of these reform measures they were going to take to try to deal to address the racism? Are you cool with that, Brian? I hope you're not defending that. They had nothing to do with racism, but more about power. No, it is racism. What are you talking about? In these police departments, they are finding a pattern. Right. Exactly, Matt. Exactly. Look here. Even in Memphis, look at this. Following the findings of the report, based on the investigation, we found that the police in Memphis used excessive force, that they stop, search, and arrest people unlawfully, that their policies have discriminatory effect on black people, and that they discriminate against people with behavioral health disabilities. Furthermore, we're concerned that Memphis police officers unnecessarily escalate encounters with some of the most vulnerable members of the community, its children. You know, so they found a pattern. Right. Well, Brian, I think those cops had some self-hate going on too, because they called those black police officers the goon squad. And many black people came forward and said those black police officers were harassing primarily black people. So to me, if you're a black police officer and you're harassing your own race, to me, you're a sellout and you're a traitor to your own race. You know what I'm saying? You got self-hate issues going on if you're targeting your own race. They said that police officers would just randomly just pull up on somebody black and snatch them up.
Beat them up. Harass. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. You're right.
Just like you remember Boys in the Hood when
no different. He told I don't like black. He said I don't like black. That's true.
Thing. When he said
true.
I hate
my own race.
Police officer, that is a real thing.
Yeah.
Right, Latrice, right.
Yeah, you gotta tell it.
Next. Right.
See,
exactly.
I know this.
Exactly.
I know Brian been telling people to shut up in here.
Right.
He need to take his. I wish I could move him up. Somebody need to move him up, but at the stream, y'all think you can move him up, but you can put the up in there. He need to be up, telling people shut up. What the hell? He been telling people. He told me to shut up. That rat.
Have you heard? Yeah. Have you heard about the situation in Alabama, where these black people, primarily in Alabama, got a sewage problem? Brian is name calling now.
Yeah, I am. Who is this person? I don't know this rat.
My goodness, you really got to bring him back.
Latrice here telling me to shut up.
Brian, hold on. Brian got a problem with
Matt. That's bad.
Hold on, Brian got a problem with Matt because Matt checked Brian. And
and Matt be right. Matt be right.
Right,
And he be
man.
right.
He
See, the
don't
truth
like-
hurts.
And Latrice
God
does
damn
too.
rat.
Latrice does too, and Ms. Knox.
And
But he
Latrice
really-
and Ms.
he
Knox,
really
all
goes
of them.
mad a
They be
lot.
coming in with full
He
receipts.
really goes mad a lot.
Move them up.
I noticed
Move
that he
them up,
does a lot of
Latrice.
name calling
Move
on
them up,
me.
baby. Move them up. Get his ass up, like you said. God damn him. Rat.
But you heard about this guy right here? This guy is a comic comic artist. His name is what's this dude's name? You remember this guy? He made a video with George Floyd when they had all these riots and stuff across the country, Floyd. And he was telling white people to get away from black people. He was saying that we will never be able to get along with them. The best thing you can do is just get away from them. They're violent. Okay, you trolling. Okay, he's trolling. He's trolling. But this guy was diagnosed with stage 4 C word. All right.
Wow.
And a lot of people are celebrating it. I'm not going to celebrate this at all. I don't wish this on my worst enemy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Wow.
he said some racist stuff about black people, but I would never wish anything like this on anybody. I seen a lot of
So he's racist. So he's racist.
He said some. He said, yeah. He said that black people need to. He said that white people need to get away from black people because we would never be able to get along with them. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
all the way around. White people don't want to get along with us.
Just move away from them. They're violent. They're uneducated. You know, just get. He
really?
All white people to get away. Yeah,
really.
That was back in 2020 when all this stuff was going on with George Floyd. He said that.
Wow.
But I see a lot of people are celebrating him having a C word. I would never do that. You know what I'm saying?
No, even though we don't like what he said, that was wrong.
I don't like what he said.
Listen, it's not us to judge. Listen here. It's not us to judge because he finna go to the judges. That's God.
Right. Yeah, so, he said he only has a few months left to live.
See, so let that be. And I'm sorry he got that. But all the other stuff, let God deal with him. Definitely gonna deal with it. There you go, baby. Move him up. Move him up. Move him up, Latrice. Move him up.
Yeah, and I also want to talk about see guys, you're doing the up thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Hey,
She's doing it now.
Go ahead.
She's doing it now.
Go ahead.
Yeah, move him up. You know, Wild Man probably somewhere on the water with his feet dangling in the water, drunk. I don't know. Dark, damn you. Latrice is moving him up.
I do want to go back. I do because I didn't really finish. Oh, everybody's talking about all the money Trump is making, all these deals he's making overseas. You know what I'm saying? Trump wealth has increased like what, $2.9 billion
That's right.
since he got back in office. And you know, I don't think MAGA cares that Trump is making himself richer because they see Trump like a god. All right. And they feel like if he's getting rich, then it's a win for them. This is corrupt. This is straight corruption that he's using the White House to get rich.
Money.
Now look, if he wasn't using the White House as leverage, think about this. When Trump was out of office for 4 years, was all of these world leaders breaking their necks trying to make deals with him? No, they were not. None of these world leaders were trying to build golf resorts, build his towers during the 4 years he was out of office. Then when he got reelected, all of a sudden now, all these world leaders are trying to make deals.
They love him now. Yeah, they love him now.
The backing of the White House. And this is corrupt because if any other president had have done this, if Barack and Biden had have been making this kind of money, getting private jets and stuff like that, and making all these deals, they would have been impeached and thrown out of office.
Yeah. But you know what, D? I would love to see. I would love to be live when
has used the White House.
He bought the plane, right?
Money.
He got the plane, right? I would love to TV go live when that plane leave, go up, and I want to come back down.
Right.
I want to see you gonna come back down. I want to go up, come on back down.
Right.
I want to see that plane live, go up and come back down. since he
Right.
cheated his way into the plane, and he
Right.
cheating all the way through the White House. No other president didn't do this, D. No other president did that.
No.
And that's
Hold on.
fucked up.
Let me correct Brian on something. Obama did not leave the White House rich.
No,
Obama
he did.
started getting rich once he left the White House.
That's right.
Because I remember he signed $100 million Netflix
He
deal,
did.
him and Michelle, and then he started making what you call this, appearance fees.
Mhm.
Like he started, all presidents, ex-presidents get speaking engagement fees. They get rich off of that. Barack did not get rich while in office. All right. Joe Biden was rich before he became the president. But Joe Biden did not get rich off the White House. That's
Okay.
not true. So what Brian is trying to do is essentially say that Obama and Biden did it too. No president in American history used the White House to get rich. No.
But your president, Brian, your
that's a
president
lie.
doing it. Your president doing it. Get out of here.
We'll see. We'll see about that, Brian. We'll see. Right. So Brian trying
You better
to
tell it.
Obama did it and Biden did. No, they did not. Biden was already rich before he got in office. All
Bush
right?
didn't do it. Clinton didn't do it. He's the only person that doing that.
Right. Exactly. Speaking engagement. So Obama didn't start getting these millions until after he left the White House. So Brian, that's not true. You're trying to say Obama and Biden got rich off the White House. No president has ever done this before. Matter of fact, it's so bad that MAGA is calling him out on him getting rich off of the White House. All right, listen to this. I don't even think I uploaded the video. Did I upload the video?
You got it.
No, I didn't upload it.
Damn, bro.
No, I didn't upload it. But I do want to say I forgot. I got a video of it. I forgot to upload it. I do want to say that if you got Tucker Carlson, you already got Mike Johnson saying, hey, we know that Trump is doing what he's doing is illegal. Well, look it up, man. Look it up. He did get rich. He did not start making millions until he left the office, the White House. All right? Come on, look it up, Brian. No president has used the White House to make rich his family like Trump is doing right now.
Right now.
Right. Exactly.
You better tell it.
Exactly.
You better tell it.
Exactly, Ms. Nutt. But, Brian, if what Trump is doing is not legal, then why are Republicans acknowledging that it's illegal what he's doing? Even Mike Johnson pretty much said what Trump is doing is illegal. Even Tucker Carlson admitted that what Trump is doing is illegal.
Wow.
All right?
See,
So
they know the truth. They know the truth. About time to start telling the truth. Stand up to that clown.
Right. But I want to go back to this whole thing about this so-called fake genocide, supposedly in South Africa, all right? If they really cared about, first of all, there is no genocide, all right? This white South African businessman told Trump no genocide is happening, all right? So it's not happening. It's a lie, all right? If they were so worried about, Brian, you're proving yourself to be a complete idiot.
You better.
I did that one, Brian. Sticking my damn head. If there is a white, if there is a genocide happening, then how come Elon Musk isn't concerned about genocide that's happening in Ukraine? All right, Elon Musk. If Elon Musk is so worried about what's happening in South Africa, which is not happening, then how come Elon Musk hasn't said a damn word about what Russia is doing in Ukraine? Isn't that some sort of genocide too? As a matter of fact, Elon Musk, hypocritical ass, called Mark Kelly a traitor for going to Ukraine. So how are you gonna, if you're worried about genocide, that's genocide in Ukraine. If you're worried about genocide, look what's happening in Gaza. They're gonna starve in Gaza.
What happened? What happened?
Nobody said anything about that.
What happened?
Okay, well, name one deal. I want Brian to name one deal that Obama and Biden made while they was in the White House.
All right, Rat. Come on. Since you walked in it, come on.
Name one
Explain
deal
yourself.
Obama
Come
made.
on in with receipts.
I don't believe that. Come
on in with receipts.
Name one deal Obama made
all right.
in the White House.
Come on.
Name, and I want you to name one deal.
Shut us up. Shut D up.
Joe Biden made that
Shut the streets and snaps up with your receipts. Come on. That's what I'm talking about.
Miss Knox going in. Miss Knox is
going in. They getting them. They tired of them. I'm tired of them too.
Right.
We love them, but you know, it's some best. He need to cut that shit out.
I'm waiting for Brian to name.
You don't move them up, and he still ain't shitting up. Telling me,
are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? Are you serious right now?
Move them up. Move that rat. I mean, if y'all don't get Jerry up, I'm talking about Rat now. The damn shame this rat.
Brian, wait a minute.
He trolling, D. He trolling. He want us to get upset. He wants to get loud. I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna calm down.
So,
let me calm down.
What about the crypto coin thing? What about the meme coin? His own personal meme crypto currency. He's advertising that as president that benefits him. What about these Trump? Aren't they going to build a Trump golf course in Qatar right now? Aren't they going to build a Trump golf? He negotiated this while in the White House. All right. Isn't Syria wanting to do a deal to build a Trump tower in Syria that Trump is looking at? All right. What about his sons? They're holding dinners at Mar-a-Lago with the White House seal, and they're charging $1.5 million. I just named you about 5 deals that he's doing right now that's making him rich while using the White House. So now it's your turn. Name me at least one that Obama and Joe Biden did, Brian. I just named you 5 that he's actively negotiating right now while in the White House. Exactly. And Melania is doing it too. His wife,
the whole family is.
His son is getting rich.
The whole family is.
5. So now it's your turn. He's selling guitars and he's selling watches too. He's selling watches too. So that's 7. I just named 7. So your turn, Brian. Okay, rumors. So he's trolling. Okay, it's rumors. Okay, whatever you say.
What Brian, I told you. What I told you.
That is rumor. Okay. All right. So whatever you say, Brian. Whatever you say.
He's trolling.
Yeah, I know he's trolling. He know it's not rumors. And I guarantee
this not gonna be a room. We move his ass up. The rat. I ain't gonna be no room. Get your ass on out of there, Brian. Chill out. Rest on. Eat your cheese. Got a lot on the side in the rap trap for you. Move.
And speaking of Project 2025, I think the list is just about done.
Yeah, he pretty much did everything on that list. He did.
Right, Miss Notch. Right.
You better tell it.
Facts.
You better tell it.
Facts.
Yeah. Come on now.
I guess all of that is rumors.
Get him.
All of that is rumors.
Get him.
But y'all remember when they denied knowing anything about Project 2025. Look at this right here. I think the list is almost done.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah.
You right.
Right, Ms. Notch. Right. So the only thing he got left on the list
is about 2 more.
What else is left on the list?
But this shit fucked up, dog. I can't believe this shit. Man.
Everything else is pretty much done.
You right, D. That's a good one there. They right. You wrote the whole list, and he's going through the whole.
Right.
I'm laughing, keep me mad because of Brian now, because I'm taking out on his star. But this fucked up.
I'm one of those black person that think for themselves. Trust me, I'm not trolling. All right, Brian.
No, right. Trump think for you. Now look, you just mad because we're telling you about your daddy. Well, wait a minute, Brian, look what your daddy did. Look at the list your daddy said he was gonna do. Look at all that. How many left on there? So you gonna stretch all them up from the top to I'm at the bottom, right? Brian, your daddy is
Yeah,
the
that
shit.
list is about done.
I'm clapping, boy. Yeah, that's your daddy. And everybody knew. You know what? Brian started looking
He's
like
a free thinker.
he started looking like
okay.
Trump now. He started looking like a black Trump now.
All right.
Yeah, Brian, your daddy is doing his shit. Congratulations.
Well, I do want to talk about how out of touch. Right, man. Right. It's MAGA. It's MAGA.
Bad. He bad too. He bad with it.
I do want to touch on. I do want to touch on someone bought one of those watches for his wife. Yeah, they got scammed. They got scammed.
What?
They got scammed, right, Miss Notch? They got scammed.
Damn.
Well, he does sound like MAGA.
Yeah, he is.
Well,
Yeah.
I do want to talk about how out of touch the Trump administration is, because they are completely out of touch with reality. It's not. It's almost like they have a totally different reality from everybody else. And let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Let me pull this up right here. Okay, yeah. So Trump, he keep changing his tariffs agenda. I mean, every day it changes. All right. Now he went on TV.
You better tell it.
Brian do sound like that. He sounds like that.
Tell it. You better tell him.
But how can you get on TV and say tariffs are helping us? Can anybody give me one example of how this is helping us? It's not. They're not helping us. And look, let me show. Look at this, man.
Both of them getting it.
Look at this. Everything is going up. Everything is going up. All of these millionaires are coming out and saying that we're headed for a recession. The stock market keep crashing, and yet he's keep getting on TV and say the tariffs. How can you be this out of touch with reality? You know, presidents used to be where if they felt like their agenda was hurting us, they would change course.
Mm-hmm.
But not Trump. He doubled down on the craziness. All right? And look at this shit here. What are you talking about, Brian? What are you talking about? Right.
You better tell it.
And look. Let me show you how out of touch they are. Look at this, man. Look at this shit here.
Everything in the world's got 10%. You go to the store now, are you feeling the pain? No. Why not? Because there is no pain. Because what happens is the sellers, the producers, the sellers, and the currencies change, and the price effectively mostly goes away. I'm not...
See that? So nobody's...
Everything in the world's got 10%. You go to the store now, are you feeling the pain? No. Why not? Because there is no pain. Because...
You see what I'm talking about?
Crazy.
You see how out of touch.
They say when you see crazy, you call them crazy motherfuckers out. They crazy. They crazy.
That everything is just fine. And then Trump going on TV and saying his tariffs are helping. To me, you're just out of touch. You got all of these stores. You got Target. You got Best Buy. You got Walmart. You got Mattel. You got Nintendo. Everybody is saying that these tariffs are hurting us, and yet these people are saying everything is just fine.
We talking about crazy, D. We
talking about out of touch.
Yeah, all of them riding them little buses.
And they're not to say Joe Biden had dementia.
Move them up.
They're not to say Joe Biden had dementia. He gets on TV and say everything is fine.
Move them up.
Now, let's be real. Is everything fine, y'all? If the stock market is tanking, inflation is going up, they're speculating we're headed for a recession, Walmart, all these corporations, and they're raising prices. All right? The dollar has lost value. Our credit rating has been decreased. for the first time in a decade, everything, people retirement are being wiped out, but everything is perfect. It might be fine for Trump and his family because they're getting richer.
Yeah.
The rich is getting richer. They're not going to feel the pain like the working class citizens are, like the poor people. They're not going to feel the pain. Everything that's about to happen to the American people, the rich people are not going to feel it. They're going to benefit from it. And that's why you keep getting on TV and they're saying, oh, everything is just great. Because they're not affected by this madness. The rich are not feeling the pain, but everyone else is.
That's what I'm talking about.
I was listening to a live on another app the other day, and Michael was saying grocery prices are down. And then when I looked up the city he was in, it's like they're trying to speak this stuff into existence. It's like they're not even living in the same reality that we're living in. Start depending on the government, man. Come on, man. Then quit voting. Right. There you go. Great point, man.
That's right.
Great point. That's a great point. I like that. That's a great point.
I like that too.
Right. Right, Miss Notch. Miss Notch. Here's the thing. Trump and MAGA feel like if you just keep repeating it, if you say it over and over and over again, it becomes reality.
Yeah.
Right? For example, let me give an example about how if you just lie, it becomes reality. For example, you remember when Trump posted his Dr. Fist of Abrego Garcia's fist? It was Photoshopped. And this guy told him it was Photoshopped. And Trump was like, why can't you just go along with the lie? Why can't you just acknowledge a lie? Trump, he said the line, he wants you to lie too. It's just like they asked her, was that picture Photoshopped? And she was scared to admit the truth. You gotta toe the line. You gotta lie. That's just like they asked him, is the election was stolen with no evidence. And yet, y'all know they still have not provided any evidence the election was stolen.
Because it never was stolen. They don't have no evidence of none of that shit. They listen. That whole party is all about the truth is the lie. Right. The lie is the truth.
Anybody, right?
So you fucked up getting on that shit. I mean, they ride those little buses that they put seatbelt on them bitches. Make sure the motherfucker don't roll out the seat.
Has anybody seen any
evidence? Yeah, move them up.
Hold on.
Move them up.
Let me say this. Let me say this. We've been hearing for 4 years that there was mountains and mountains and mountains and overwhelming evidence that the election was stolen. There's no excuse now. We're about 5 months in now to Trump being in complete control of the government. Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence?
Don't have one.
Do you remember the statement? That statement explains why Brown loves Trump. Find out.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And the last thing I want to touch on before I get off. Do y'all think Elon Musk said he's pulling back? He's pulling back from the government.
He ain't pulling shit back. He's staying up in there.
Elon Musk said he's done.
He trying to save his business.
I have
nobody give a fuck about it.
We're about to get off in 5 minutes anyway.
Peace, Rat. Get on back in your hole and stay in there until next weekend, Lord willing. Get on back in your hole. Peace.
Do you think that Elon Musk, that he destroyed his image? I think he did. I think he has tarnished the Tesla brand.
Yeah.
Made like Michael Jackson and beat it, bro.
Hey, look, and don't look back. They keep going. Don't look back. We good. Don't even worry about it.
And you know,
that's a good one. I like that.
The last thing I want to touch on, I'm starting to believe that the man that gave Trump, that saved Trump, and played a critical role in us having Trump as a president, Justice Roberts, I'm starting to think he's starting to regret what he did. by helping Trump so much because
Guilt.
he's been very
Guilt
outspoken.
is a motherfucker, boy.
about
That's why I
judges being
say
under
you can't.
attack.
They're right. Look. Excuse me, cutting y'all, bro. That's why you can't do people wrong in this world. Cause God gonna fix the way you gonna feel that pain back. That's why I treat people the way you want to be treated. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I'm talking about, baby. I see you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, guilt is a mother. What goes around come around. It's that coming around.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though.
They getting that shit for putting that.
How could you not?
Man in the White House.
I want to criticize the Supreme Court, the ones that's speaking out about the attacks on judges. Did he not see this during the time Trump was out of office? Did he not see Trump attacking these judges?
Yeah, he see it.
Right. Did he not see that? Did he somehow think that Trump was going to? You just gave this man immunity. He was attacking judges before he got immunity. Did you think he wasn't going to continue? You just gave this man, who's an egomaniac, he felt like he the supreme. You remember 2 weeks ago, he posted that he run the world. Basically like he's some sort of God. Did you actually believe that Trump was going to obey the law? I mean, how could you not see this? And he's been so outspoken now that now they're telling him to shut up now because they don't need him now. They don't need him. You just made yourself obsolete now. Trump feels like he doesn't need y'all Supreme Court. He don't need y'all anymore. So just shut up and stop whining. All right? You created this monster. We're stuck with him now. So just stop complaining about Trump not obeying the law. Stop complaining about it. Stop complaining about they love the courts when by the facts.
There you go.
Facts, man. Facts. They love the Supreme Court when they were shutting down Joe Biden. They saluted the Supreme Court. And now these courts are stepping in. Is the last line of defense from Trump being a complete dictator now. Because when the courts fall, they are our last line of defense now. When the courts fall, then we are officially under a dictatorship. That means Trump has all power and he can do whatever he wants. He has brought this country down to his knees. And I never thought I'd see that in America. I never thought that America would be under a dictatorship. The courts are the only thing that is stopping us from being under a dictatorship right now. And when they fall, it's over. But see, right now, he's not even respecting the courts right now. So who's going to check Trump? Who's going to check him? Who is going to check Trump?
God.
Exactly. We'll
I'm waiting on
him. Not that I'm wishing anything bad. I don't wish anything bad on him. You know what I'm saying? But you're right. You cannot, God is in control. Right. You can give immunity to Obama. You know Obama ain't going to break the law. You can give it to Joe Biden. You know he's not going to break the law. Hell, you can give it to Bush, Bill Clinton. But you want to give it to Trump, who have a tendency to break the law? Who breaks laws every other day? It's madness. It's complete madness, man. And so, yeah, man. And I want to leave off on this. I don't know if y'all been seeing this on social media, but since Trump is trying to make Black history illegal, there have been a lot of people that's been sharing our history online. And man, I did not realize that Black people played a critical role in the American life. School don't teach you that. Look
in 1800s Philadelphia, death wasn't the end. It was the beginning of freedom thanks to one remarkable woman. In the shadows of 1800s Philadelphia, one woman turned death into a weapon against slavery. Henrietta Bowers Duterte, born in 1817, was no ordinary businesswoman. After her husband died, she took over his mortuary, becoming the first African-American woman undertaker in US history. But her funeral home wasn't just for the dead. It was for the living, for those running to freedom. She hid runaway slaves in coffins.
If you think history is just dates and names, think again. This is the story of 13 men who changed the game. In 1926, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, 13 black men pooled their money not just for survival, but for power. They called it the Safe Bus Company. In a time when black folks were banned from white-owned transit, these men built their own fleet, their own schedules, their own rules. Starting with just a few buses, Safe Bus grew to carry over 2.5 million passengers a year.
So what I'm saying is that we were here first and we've been invited so many things, invented so many things.
Like that.
Right, Miss Notch, I am blown away. Now, so many black people have done to help build, to make our lives easier the way it is now.
Well,
like
yeah, they won't get the credit.
It's just so many things that we've done.
Yeah, but they won't get they ain't getting the credit because they're so hateful.
And look, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. There are white content creators as well as black content creators that's spreading this information.
Mm-hmm.
Right, right. But what I don't understand is, right.
Yep.
Right, exactly,
Yep.
Ms. Lynch. I didn't know this.
Yep.
But let me say this. Why is this so bad? Why is this history banned and basically trying to make this shit illegal? You can't teach it in schools because they call it DEI. Why is knowing this history so bad in America? Why do people, individuals on the right, primarily on the right, I'm not going to say all white people is against our history because a lot of the content creators that's spreading this black history are white people. So I'm not going to say white people are against our history. There are a lot of white people that want to know our history.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But it seems like when you are affiliated with a political party, mostly on the right, you seem to be against, even if you're fucking black. If you're on the right, you seem to be against black history for some odd reason. It's weird. That is weird. Why is this history so bad to people on the right that they want to make this, they want to ban our history and get rid of our books? Why is knowing the contribution that we made to this country so bad? Why do people feel threatened by this?
Because to me, put on big stream, I'm gonna go. Put on big stream. The reason why, because they are guilt for what they put our people through. You see what I'm saying? The guilt. That's all. It's guilt. But our history ain't going nowhere. Because if you try to put that off and try to send that somewhere, it's just like sending black people off. We ain't going nowhere. Okay?
Right.
Until God get ready for us.
The more,
but
exactly. Listen, the more you try to ban something, the more
we ain't going nowhere. The history ain't going nowhere either. It's here for life, bro. If you didn't want the people to know, your people to know how much a demon that you had did to us black people, you should never did it. It's guilt. That's all. Well, listen, put in full stream. Let me shout people out. Hurry, let them out.
Right.
Full stream, man. What's up, my people? Thank you, Miss Notch, Latrice, beautiful queen, the queen of the stream.
Right, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Absolutely.
I mean, you know, we got to be quiet when y'all come in because we got to show the queen some respect. You feel me? Very smart. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. We listen. Everybody listen. You know what I'm talking about? We love that. And Matt, you know what I'm saying? You know Brian full of shit. That rat ain't start watching us. He went into that rat hole, turned the rat TV on, and he sit up in there cussing us out because he don't want to talk about his dad. But Brian's still watching. But what's up? Shout him out. Will, you know what I'm talking about? Matt, you know, it's all love. You feel me? Thank y'all for coming in every time we come on. Hopefully we gain more people. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel threatened by this, you know, our content, because our content is good. It's all for the people. You know what I'm saying? And without y'all, won't be none of us besides God first. So we appreciate, you know what I'm saying, the little vibe and you know what I'm saying, the little coming in and showing love. We definitely do. You feel me? So thank y'all. God is good. You know what I'm talking about? Woo-woo. Keep it gangster. Keep it 100. And we out. I'm out. Peace.
Shout out Dark. Shout out to Dark too.
Oh, Dark.
Shout out to Dark. Shout out to Dark.
Yeah, my bad. My bad. My bad. I said Will. I said Dark. Let me say this. Let me say this. When we first came on, Dark stayed in. You know what I'm saying? At the time, before we got our from the playroom to the street yard, Dark always had our back. He knocked people off when ain't no good coming in. And we ain't paying. And Latrice and everybody coming in, showing love by getting paid. But hopefully, in due time, we're not gonna say nothing because we got haters listen. You know what I'm saying? But you always put God first, because let me tell you something. If you trust in God and these demons know it, and you ask God to protect you from them demons, they can't touch you. So we are protected. You know what I'm talking about? But anything impossible. But we'll never forget our ride and die. You know, somebody there.
Right.
So,
Right.
You know, so yeah, if we get rich, making money off this thing, y'all gonna get it too for being there. Dark, Latrice, Miss Notch, Matt,
Will,
Brian. Thank y'all, because every time we own y'all in here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely,
that was up. It's all love. You feel me?
Everybody
Real
have
love.
a great Memorial
No fake
today.
love. That's what
Everybody
I'm
be
talking
safe.
about. Keep it gangster,
And
mouth.
Lord willing, we'll see y'all
Peace.
Saturday. Peace.